Hi ladies, it's Elisa and Sawyer here with our update. So Sawyer is now 4 months old or 19 weeks, so a little over 4 weeks old, and he's weighing in at 15 pounds 4 ounces at his last doctor's appointment. How about it? So this update will last about as long as his patience lasts with me. Sawyer is doing great. He is still on his cannula, as you guys can see, and it's still on 1/8 of a liter. We have an appointment with his pulmonologist next week, so maybe he'll get off it, maybe he won't. I don't think that she's going to want to take him off it, but he just got his 4-month vaccination, so those should be the last ones for a while. There was a lot of shots, poor kid, and his pulmonologist wants him to be getting these shots called Synagis, and I don't know if I mentioned that to you guys before, and he'll be getting them every month from November to April. So those shots are to prevent a sickness called RSV, some sort of respiratory something that babies are subject to get, and they recommend that preemies get it, and babies with lung issues. So, being that he has lung issues, he is getting them, and unfortunately he's so big that they have to split it into 2 shots, so that kind of sucks for him. For every month he's going to have to get 2 shots. As you guys can really tell in this light, he has big patches of stickums on here to keep his cannula there, and he is red and inflamed. We've been trying to do some coconut oil on there and everything, but we can't do it too regularly because then they won't stick at all. Sawyer is great at ripping these off. He'll take his little hand and pull from here, or he'll get a hold of the back that goes around his ear, and he will yank backwards, forwards. So, yes, my little Batman hero, if you guys can see his cute little shirt, always saying hi. So we're working with the physical therapist and trying to get him to do things like bring his hands to the front and play with his hands, because babies, with Down syndrome tend to have low muscle tone, obviously, so he was more like floppy. See, he just prefers to kind of lay there and be floppy. But he's getting better and getting stronger. His head and neck are both getting much stronger. Little feet, look at these little feet. Look at those little feet. The cutest thing ever. But yeah, he's doing great. My mom's still watching him while I am at work, which has been fine. Going back to work was, it was okay. Getting back into the swing of things took a minute, but and I don't think I've talked about this in any updates. I'm still pumping. I've been exclusively pumping since he was born, obviously. We could only breastfeed for those first about 2 or 3 weeks, and then he got pneumonia, and this life and illness happened, and so I am lucky enough to have a very great very great milk supply, and my entire back freezer is completely full, and I was pumping every 2 hours in the beginning, and then dropped off to 3 hours because I was getting insane amounts of milk, and the lactation consultant was like, you don't need to do that. He is not going to consume that much food. And then I've actually stopped pumping in the evenings. My last pumping will be around 9 or 10, depending on how late I'm up. Sorry, that's my dog. Yeah, see, hold your hands. Good job, buddy. Anyway, that'll be my last pumping for the evening, and then I don't pump overnight, and then I pump again at about 5 o'clock in the morning with his 5 a.m. feed. He is still got his little G-tube, the little button. This is still the original one. He is set to next Monday get a bigger G-tube, so it's not wider, it's just a little bit deeper between his stomach and his skin, so inside wise, I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, because he's getting bigger, he will need a little bit bigger of a G-tube, and this one is pretty shot. It's not sealing as well, and It doesn't lock anymore. Yeah, this one doesn't work very well. But that's happening in just a few days. So, yes. Are you getting very irritated with me? Yes. Anyway, so, yeah. So that's been happening. But yeah, I had a whole freezer full of milk and it was becoming a bad situation. My mom had to take some to her house. But now that I have slowed down my pumping, I've even stopped pumping every 3 hours. I try to pump every 3 hours on the weekends if we're not too busy. But during the weekdays, because I am at work, I do only pump every 4 hours while I'm at work. And when I'm at home, I switch again to every 3 hours. So I'm pumping like 2 times at work and about 3 or 4 times at home. So that's been okay, actually. I really hated my Ameda travel pump that I was using that the insurance gave me. But it turns out that the suction cups that I had, they were just worn out. And so it wasn't getting the right kind of suction. And so that's why they weren't working as well. And I'm still renting... Yes, okay, you win. This is his preferred position, guys, so I'm sorry, you'll have to see the back of him. But yeah, so, I don't remember what I was talking about. Breast milk. So I'm pumping using the hospital grade pump when I'm at home. It's the Medela Symphony, maybe, and the Ameda Purely Yours is what the 2 pumps that I use. But I have tons of milk. But because I've been pumping a little bit less, and he is starting to eat more, he's actually starting to catch up with me. I was about a month and a half or 2 months of milk in front of his feeds, and now we are just inside a month. So I'm about 3.5 weeks ahead of him. So that kind of means that I have 3.5 weeks worth of milk in the freezer. So if I stopped, we'd only be going on for about 3.5 more weeks. I really wanted to stop. It really is a time suck. It's very hard to continue to exclusively pump, because even I try to pump when he's feeding, but, getting fed through his G-tube, but that doesn't always work out. There's things that I have to do when he's occupied eating, and sometimes he just refuses to be ignored. So I have been known to have a pump on each breast and have the baby between me, patting him and trying to calm him down. So it's hard to take that even if you're only doing it for 15 minutes, time. Yeah, it's hard if you're only doing it for that time yeah, anyway, so it's rough. And any woman who does it, it's, hoorah, because I know that it's a lot of work. I was going to stop for Christmas, my Christmas present to myself, but he's still exclusively on these breast milk feedings, and I have no hope that he will sometime soon start solid foods or anything. And it's just, I'm a practical woman. It's better for him. It's cheaper. So we're just gonna keep pumping, keep on pumping until he doesn't need it anymore. We are just started seeing today a new feeding therapist. We have Kaiser insurance, but they put us to an outside feeding therapist because the feeding therapist we were working with at Kaiser is just it was hard to get to their office. So we're trying that, and we'll see. The problem is that we're still in the very same place we were 2 months ago when we brought him home, or a month and a half ago when we brought him home. So that's frustrating. He's still not doing pacifiers. He's not breastfeeding. He's nothing in his mouth. He doesn't like it. We're trying. We're gonna keep with this. We've been approved to receive 1 feeding therapy appointment a week for 7 months, and that is a huge time commitment, especially because it's not in my city. It's a couple cities over. It takes about 22 minutes to get there. He's wondering who I'm talking to. He's staring at me like I'm crazy. Yes. So that's life right now. Lots of doctor's appointments still. There was like a little bit of a lull, and now I actually have to take the next Monday off because we've got 3 or 4 appointments in one day. All about, if there was no traffic, it would take me about 30 minutes to get there. But because there's traffic, it actually takes me somewhere around an hour to get there. So it's about an hour from my house. So me and Brian are both taking the day off, and it's at a time of the day where we're going to have to feed him when we get there, and we'll have to feed him right before we leave. So we'll be there for 2 feedings, and it's not easy to travel with him with the pump. We're getting better. I have gone out and we fed him when I was at the mall once with my mom. I don't know if I told you guys about that. We just hooked it up to the stroller and strolled around the mall while he was getting fed. Oh, sorry guys. Mom life. I've got alarms on my phones. Because if I didn't, I would forget everything. Yeah, so my house is, I don't know if you guys can see, it's a mess. Just a mess, mom life. There's baby toys everywhere. There's play gyms, baby blankets. I'm pretty sure there's just dirty diapers sitting on my coffee table right now. I try, but as a working full-time mom, it is a complicated order. Oh, buddy. Okay, what else is going on with Sawyer? He is just doing really well. His physical therapist is very happy with what he's doing. She was very impressed with him. Yeah. He's still not really holding his head up. He is. I mean, you guys can see that. He does it. He's just not a huge fan of it. He's getting better. And he's still gagging a lot because his oral aversion just causes him to do that. But yeah, as far as he's doing great. He is in 3 to 6 month clothing. We got those 0 to 3 months clothes to stretch out pretty far, but no longer. It was a sad day when I had to take all of his newborn clothes, and because I was just throwing all of his clothes that were too small like in one big bag. But yeah, so now he is, Anyway, 0 to 3 months and newborns, I put them into 2 huge bins. I've labeled them for maybe future babies, and put them away. It was a sad day. Sad day. But yeah, I realized that I don't have any 3 to 6 month pajamas for him, so I'm going to have to buy a few of those. You get tons of newborn and 0 to 3 months pajamas, but nobody buys like the bigger kid stuff. So we have that. Oh, little monster. He's eating 150 mLs. I don't know what that means anything to you guys. It's over 3 ounces. It's like near 4, I think. And let's see, what else? I can't think of anything else. He's still on all the same medications. The doctor is, when he was first told to start taking those medications, he was put on a certain dosage for his weight then. And since he's gained about 3 pounds since then, the doctors are going to kind of let him outgrow his dosage. And so hopefully soon he won't need a few of them. So we'll see how that goes over the next couple months. I'd really like to get him off this oxygen. I don't want to rush him, obviously, but this thing and dragging his huge tank around the house is no joke. I mean, it makes everything so much more complicated. Even putting on clothes, all the clothes have to go from his feet up, and go around his really big tummy, which stretches out his clothes. Because if we do it from over his head, like you would normally put on a baby's clothes, then we have to unplug this from the tank and pull the whole snaky cord out. Oh my gosh, it's complicated. It's just, just making it a little bit more difficult. But, yeah, so, talked about pumping, because I've been wanting to mention that, because I just have this huge supply, just had to stick with it, even though it sucks. Anyone who's doing it can tell you that it sucks. Oh, I know. We're almost done. I think those are almost all the updates. Yeah, so that's our life right now. Oh, he is not rolling over yet, but he is getting pretty darn close. And yeah, so and hopefully soon he'll get this whole head bobby thing under control. Do you see yourself? You see the baby? But yeah, I'm still looking exactly like his father and nothing like me. So, I mean, really, I mean, we both have round cheeks, but that's like it. I mean, his face shape is completely different than mine. Nose, eyes, everything. His eyebrows are on point though, right, ladies? When he gets that from me because come on. You see. But look at that. I mean, other than the, like, really wicked unibrow. And his hair looks brown on this side, but if you could see it up close, it is blonde. Ooh, yeah. So it is blonde. And people have been saying that he looks ginger because these look a little red. But it's because I think his skin is so pale that they look pinky red. But Brian's in denial that he's a ginger because I really don't think that he is. But yeah. So this is Sawyer James at 4 months. Sorry it's been so long since we've done an update, but dude, mom life, and especially working mom life, that's life. So that's it, guys. I think I wish this was more organized. It's kind of crazy and all over the place. But yeah, Sawyer's just, I know I've said this before, guys, but I mean, I really thought that having a baby would be harder. Oh, yeah. I mean, having a baby is a lot of work, but I think it just helps that Sawyer is such a good baby. I mean, he really is a very well-behaved baby. I mean, my mom may be biased, but she's also like a nanny, and she says that he's just a good baby. He's just, a happy baby. Oh, one thing I totally was going to tell you, speaking of him being a happy baby, he totally laughed for the first time. And I know that that's probably like something that happens much sooner in typical children, but oh my gosh, when Brian did it, I couldn't believe it. It was Brian made him laugh. Of course, dads make them laugh. But yeah, so, and the weirdest way, it's hard to describe, he kind of holds him and makes him bounce and jiggle, and he sings the Family Feud, this theme song. I don't know if you guys know that show, but that's like one of the only things that makes Sawyer laugh. I mean, full on chuckle, giggle outside, full big old smile, laughter. It's just the cutest thing ever. Come on, you don't want to smile for them? You kick away from the table. Alright, okay. Say bye, guys. Bye, ladies. Maybe next time I'll have some smiles for you guys. I'm just sick of sitting here while Mom holds me. Yes. Alright, ladies. Well, of course, if I forgot anything, I will upload another video. But if you guys have any questions, just, write them in the comments. And congratulations to those few ladies out there who have gotten BFPs. I've been commenting all over your videos because I'm so freaking excited for you guys to experience all this chubbo, because you guys are going to have chubbos in a few months. Bye, congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah. Oh, see, there you go. Congratulations. Bye, guys.